What if I told you that the small things you're brushing off right now could be early whispers from your brain asking for help? Forgetting a name, walking into a room and not remembering why, rereading the same sentence 3 times. We all do Italiano, but sometimes these tiny moments aren't just being busy. They can be the first gentle signs that your memory is starting to slip. And the earlier you notice them, the more power you have to protect your mind. So stay with me, because say what? I'm about to share might completely change the way you look at your everyday habits. Before we go deeper, if you care about keeping your brain sharp and healthy, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Brain. This channel is all about understanding your mind in simple, real ways, so you can stay in control of it, not the other way around. Let us start with the first early sign. Forgetting recent conversations or events more often than usual. I'm not talking about forgetting something from years ago. I'm talking about yesterday. Someone tells you something important, and a few hours later, it's gone. Or you watch a show and the next day you can't remember what happened. Occasional forgetfulness is normal. But if you find yourself depending more on others to remind you of things that just happened, that's something to pay attention to. Your short-term memory is like a notepad. When it starts losing pages quickly, it's worth noticing. The second sign is struggling to find the right words. Have you ever been in the middle of a sentence and suddenly your mind just blanks? You know what you want to say, but the word won't come. It's on the tip of your tongue, but it feels locked away. Again, this happens to everyone sometimes. But if it becomes frequent, if you're often pausing, replacing simple words with that thing or, it can signal that your brain is having a harder time retrieving stored information. Memory isn't just about remembering events. It's also about accessing language smoothly. The third early sign is repeating yourself without realizing it. Maybe you tell the same story twice in one conversation, or you ask the same question multiple times, not remembering that it was already answered. What makes this different from normal repetition is awareness. If someone says, "You already told me that," and you have no memory of saying it before, that's when it stands out. This can be linked to gaps in short-term memory processing. The fourth sign is misplacing items, more frequently and in unusual places. Losing your keys once in a while is normal, but putting your phone in the fridge, your wallet in a random drawer, or your glasses in places that make no sense, and having no idea how they got there, can be different. It suggests a moment of mental disconnect. Your brain usually runs small routines automatically. When those routines break more often, it can be a signal worth observing. The fifth early sign is difficulty concentrating or following simple instructions. You start reading something and your mind drifts instantly. You begin a task and forget what step you're on. You listen to directions and realize halfway through that you missed the beginning. Memory and attention are deeply connected. When your focus weakens, your brain struggles to encode information properly. And if information isn't encoded clearly, it won't be stored clearly. Now here is something important. Experiencing one of these signs occasionally does not mean something is seriously wrong. Stress, lack of sleep, anxiety, depression, poor diet, dehydration, and even too much screen time can temporarily affect memory. In fact, chronic stress floods your brain with cortisol, which directly impacts the hippocampus, the area responsible for forming memories. So sometimes the issue isn't the memory loss, it's mental overload. Think about your typical day. Notifications buzzing, multitasking nonstop, scrolling late at night, sleeping fewer hours than you should. Your brain never gets a full reset. Over time, this constant stimulation makes it harder for your mind to slow down and store information properly. You may feel like your memory is failing, when really your brain is just exhausted. There's also something called brain fog, which many people experience but don't recognize. It feels like mental heaviness, slower thinking, reduced clarity. You forget small things, lose focus easily, and feel mentally drained. Brain fog can be caused by poor sleep, hormonal changes, vitamin deficiencies, or even dehydration. Sometimes fixing these lifestyle factors can dramatically improve memory within weeks. But here's the key. Awareness is power. If you notice these signs becoming more frequent, more intense, or interfering with daily life, it's important to talk to a healthcare professional. Early evaluation doesn't mean panic. It means prevention. Many cognitive issues can be slowed or managed much better when caught early. Now, let's talk about what you can start doing today to protect your memory. First, protect your sleep like it's gold. During deep sleep, your brain literally cleans itself and consolidates memories. We don't see it. To 9 hours of quality sleep. Memory suffers quickly. Second, move your body. Regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain and supports the growth of new neural connections. Even 30 minutes of walking most days can make a real difference. Third, challenge your brain. Learn something new, a language, a skill, a hobby. When you push your brain slightly outside its comfort zone, you strengthen neural pathways. Fourth, reduce multitasking. Focus on one thing at a time. When you give your full attention to a task, your brain encodes information more clearly. And fifth, manage stress. Simple breathing exercises, journaling, or quiet time without screens can calm your nervous system and protect your memory long-term. At Brainora, we believe that small daily habits shape your mental future. Memory doesn't disappear overnight, it shifts gradually. And when you tune in early, you can shift it back. If you recognized yourself in one or more of these signs, don't panic. Instead, use it as motivation. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. Neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change, works in your favor when you give it the right support. The earlier you start caring for your cognitive health, the stronger your mind can remain for years to come. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these early signs in yourself or someone close to you? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. And if you found this helpful, share this video with someone who cares about their brain health. Sometimes one small piece of information can make a big difference in someone's life. Take care of your mind. Protect it. Train it. And remember, your brain is listening to how you treat it every single day. Stay curious, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.